Whoa, are you okay?
Chizuru! Oni! Sorry to keep you waiting.
That bastard. Yelling, flying everywhere. Tension running high. One by one, my comrades fall. A memory I've never lived, and yet one I've always had since I was little. Yeah, I don't believe in God or the afterlife, but I do have what people call past life memories. And me,
Take care.
See you later. Even now, I'm still searching for where I truly belong. Whoa, so this is the place. It was June in Japan, where the humidity was just starting to hit. And today, under clear skies, I stood in front of a certain university. I'm Joji Haga. I'm 31, born to an American father and a Japanese mother. More people than I expected. Where's Building 7? I have a little sister who's 11 years younger than me, and today, she invited me to her university school festival. Her name's Arisa. She's in the tea ceremony club, and apparently, they're serving tea in Building 7. That's where I'm headed. Ooh, they have food stalls too. Guess I'll text her that I'm here. Thankfully, I've got plenty of time before the meetup. As I take my time wandering near the stalls, away from the crowds. Whoa, are you okay? I bumped into a female student coming from around the corner. She must not have been able to see with all that stuff in her arms. I caught her firmly to stop her from falling.
I'm so sorry.
No worries. Are you hurt or anything?
Oh, yeah. I actually tripped earlier and...
These are costumes, right? Pretty heavy for one person. I'm going this way, right?
No, really, it's fine. And you're going the opposite way, aren't you? I can carry it myself, seriously.
But you couldn't even see in front of you, right? After that little incident, I safely arrived at Building 7 where Arisa was.
Here you go.
Lovely presentation. She scolded me for being late, but forgave me right away once I explained I'd gotten lost and helped someone along the way. I had the matcha tea she made, and even a nerikiri sweet. Then we started checking out the rest of the festival together.
Oh, it's you from earlier.
After watching a play by the drama club, Arisa said she wanted to introduce me to a friend. And the girl who showed up was the same one from earlier, carrying those big boxes.
I knew it. The girl you helped carry stuff for from the drama club was Chizuru. So you're... Thanks again for earlier. I'm Chizuru Sakuragawa, Arisa's friend.
I'm Joji Haga, Arisa's older brother. Thanks for always looking out for her. Earlier, when I was trying to describe the girl I'd met from the drama club, I didn't expect it to actually be Arisa's friend. But yeah, life is weird like that. Also, that play earlier was amazing. Rare enough to see something about Japan, but setting it pre-World War II?
Right? I was so moved I couldn't stop crying. Thank you. I actually study modern Japanese history, so I know a bit about that era. Sure, Chizuru's in the history department, but that alone couldn't make a story like that.
Yeah, it was like a Japanese Romeo and Juliet with a happy ending. The setting was pre-war Japan, but it felt incredibly real and powerful. I don't think you could have written that just from class. Did you do interviews or something?
I did, yeah. I asked a local grandma about life before the war and used her stories, and... ever since I was little, I've always been drawn to doomed love stories. I just really want to rewrite those endings into happy ones. You really are good at turning tragic stories into happy ones. Last year's Little Mermaid was amazing too.
I see. No way. I had a feeling, but now wasn't the time to ask. Still wondering, I followed them as we kept enjoying the festival.
Sea urchin is so good. Sorry, Joji, for dragging you into this.
A few days later, I took Arisa and Sakuragawa out for sushi. Arisa's request, of course. Well, since I'm back in Japan, I wanted sushi anyway. Don't hold back. Order whatever you want.
Thank you. Arisa told me a bit. Joji, you work in the US, right?
Yeah, I lived in Japan until college, but started working in the US afterward. I'm in Japan now for work.
Feels like you're back pretty often, though, thanks to your vacations. But it's been about 10 years, huh? So, Joji, you chose US citizenship? Wait, but can Japanese people work in the US if they get a visa?
Yeah, if you're not familiar, it's kinda tricky. But basically, yes, Japanese citizens can work in the US with a visa. But for siblings like us with dual citizenship, we have to pick one. In the US, which uses birthright citizenship, kids born there get US citizenship regardless of the parent's nationality. Dual citizenship is allowed. In contrast, Japan uses bloodline citizenship, so if one parent is Japanese, the child is Japanese too, but Japan doesn't allow dual citizenship. So, kids like us, born in the US to a Japanese and American parent, end up with dual citizenship by default.
But under Japanese law, we have to choose one by the time we're 22. Right, so we had to pick before then.
That's why, in practice, a lot of people formally choose Japanese citizenship, but keep both anyway.
I see. So Joji, did you pick Japan too?
Nope, I chose the US. Arisa, you said you're going with Japan, right?
Yeah, I was thinking Japan, but with how things are now, I'm starting to have doubts. Japan's scary these days. Feels like it's right before a war or something. Huh? Is a war starting? Not just a takeover. That's what people are saying. And honestly, I think it's already begun. But at this rate, it feels like it could turn into an actual military conflict. At first glance, everything looks normal, but war always starts suddenly. I really hate it.
The way Sakuragawa said that, there was a strange weight to her words. Did you hear that from the neighborhood grandma too?
Did I? Maybe. Oh, come on, seriously? Or maybe she heard it from her dad. He's a cop, right? Yeah. Well, today it's on your big bro, so don't hold back. Order all the pricey stuff you want. How about some fatty tuna? I might get 3 pieces.
And just like that, I started seeing Sakuragawa now and then through Arisa. Work kept me from seeing them often, but I'd be in Japan for at least half a year this time. So, during their summer break, we even managed one outing together. That day, I mostly got dragged around by Arisa's requests, but she seemed really happy I was there. For my adorable little sister, even her asking for a designer bag or a mini-skirted cop outfit was, well, not painful. Not that painful. Also, for the record, I nabbed one of Dad's treasured bottles of wine as payback.
Big bro, bath's free now.
And so, come August, 2 months later, I'd gotten to know Sakuragawa pretty well. We exchanged contact info, and she now messages me almost daily. Yeah, I'm going in.
Today I opened a new head scrub, so you can use it if you like. Wait, is this Chizuru's doing?
You figured that out fast. Also, I told you to wear proper clothes around the house.
Yeah, zip it. So, she asked you out, right? What'd she say?
She asked, "Do you like sweets?" and said there's a cafe she wants to visit. Invited me to go with her.
That's great. Even if it's not your thing, you can at least drink coffee, right?
Arisa.
Jeez, I get it already. You're hung up on the age gap, aren't you?
Of course I am. I'm 31. From your point of view, I'm an old man. I knew right away her feelings had changed into something romantic. But she's still a college student, 11 years younger than me. No wonder I'm conflicted.
Well, I am glad you're the kind of guy who worries about that. But really, you're just confused, right? Speaking as her best friend, if you don't hate the idea, at least go on one date with her. I know you're busy. No pressure or anything.
I mean, it's not like I'd suddenly treat her differently just because I found out how she feels, but...
I'm not worried about that. Besides, you're curious about Chizuru, aren't you? Nailed it!
How?
Don't underestimate a little sister's intuition. I mean, I can tell if it's love on your end or not, but still. Anyway, go take your bath. Night!
She sees everything. I've started to wonder if Sakuragawa might be the person I've been searching for. But Arisa's always with us when we meet. We're not close enough yet for me to ask deeper questions. And if she's the one, does she still remember? If she does, I could finally say I'm home. But if not, guess I'll take that bath. I replied to Sakuragawa and headed for the bathroom. Then, about a month later, in late September.
Joji!
In the end, work got crazy, and I never made it to that cafe. Today was my first proper day off in a while, so I came to pick them up after their morning classes.
Arisa said she had to stop by her locker, so she'll be a little late.
I see. Sakuragawa, mind if I ask something a little strange?
Huh? Sure, what is it?
You want to turn tragic love stories into happy ones, and you hate war, right? Is that because of something you actually experienced?
Something I experienced? Joji, I've never had some grand romance, and I've never been through a war, of course.
Got it. Maybe she's just hiding it. I did wonder, but it seemed like she really doesn't remember. Then how am I supposed to confirm it's her? Maybe I was never meant to find her at all. Wanting to say I'm home from my past life? Maybe that's just selfish.
But actually, there are things I know that I have no memory of learning or reading, and they're all about pre-war Japan.
Ugh.
Even when I was little, I just knew things. I hated soldiers. Tragic love stories always made my heart ache. It felt weird, so I never really told anyone. But maybe they're memories from a past life. I feel like I've been waiting for someone for a very long time.
Yeah. My doubts turned into certainty. The woman I said goodbye to before the war and never returned to. There's no mistaking it. She's the one I've always wanted to say I'm home to. In my past life, I was an ordinary newspaper reporter, born in pre-war Japan to Japanese parents. Reincarnation? What kind of ridiculous setup is that?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. Stories of rebirth and cycles. You dropped this document, by the way.
She, on the other hand, was the daughter of a low-ranking Diet member. Uncommon for the time. Her mother was a Japanese American, making her half. She came from a prestigious spiritual family, while I was a pragmatic commoner. The fact that we met and kept in touch after some heated debates, it really was fate. Is that so? With a soldier?
Yes? It seems like he took quite a liking to my appearance. Once I graduate from girls' school, I'm to marry him.
At the time, it was normal for women to find a husband before graduating from girls' school. So, for a 15-year-old girl to be engaged to a 32-year-old man wasn't unusual.
If someone actually likes this strange appearance of mine, I couldn't be happier.
It was still rare to see mixed-race people. She had faced a lot of prejudice. And she was engaged to a powerful military officer. I thought she was happy about it.
Lately, there's been a lot of noise at the top. Seems like something's being plotted. I'm very proud of my father, but watching him, I can't help but see it. Not everyone in power truly puts the country first. And probably, neither does my fiancé. Am I destined to become the wife of someone serving the country for selfish gain? Just a doll for him to control. I just wish in my next life I could marry someone I truly love.
Apparently, her fiancé had character issues too. We had met so many times by then, and that's when I heard that confession. Japan was certainly on edge at the time. There's no guarantee there's a next life, but if there is... With her father's secret help, we managed to escape together. Even without registering as husband and wife, our poor life on the run felt like a real marriage. But that happiness didn't last. Somehow, a draft notice found us at our hiding place.
Chizuru! Oni! Sorry to keep you waiting.
That bastard. And so, after saying I'm off, I never returned. If I had died in war for my country, maybe I wouldn't have retained memories of my past life. But here I am, reborn with those memories. Sakuragawa.
Joji!
One afternoon, while working, I spotted Sakuragawa while driving and called out to her. I'd heard from Arisa that someone from her university had been hitting on her, and it was troubling. Hello, and who's this?
This is Kakono. He's in the same seminar. His dad's my father's boss, so...
I get it. That's why she can't reject him outright. She looked like she was in trouble. Oh my, you must be Arisa's older brother, right? Trouble? That's a harsh thing to say. I was just walking her home. We're headed the same way after all. Sorry, but could you not butt in on something between us students, old man?
Hey, Kakono, that's too far!
I won't deny I'm an old man. Forcing yourself on someone who clearly doesn't want it isn't okay, no matter the country, era, or age. If you truly want someone to like you, don't do things they hate. You shouldn't want to. Am I wrong? Huh. Alright, I'll give you a ride. My mom wants to meet you. If you don't have plans, would you join us for dinner?
Really? I'd love to!
I'm still a bit worried, but for now, this should be fine. Just as I closed the door after seating Sakuragawa... Huh. Even in this life, you're in my way. Yeah, I had a feeling someone was watching me. I'm sure now. He's her fiancé from the past life, and he remembers too. This time, I won't let her go. In this life, she's mine. And... I'll kill you again, just like before. Literally, too. Why was I reborn with these memories? I think it's because he had me executed, under fabricated charges, while serving as my superior during conscription. Excuse me, Dad, do you have a moment? A few days later, Meguru visited his father in his room for the first time in a while.
What is it, Meguru? It's rare for you to come to my room.
Yes, there's something I desperately want to ask you today.
Oh, go ahead.
There's a detective named Haga at the MPD, right? I want to marry his daughter, Arisa. In his past life, he was the son of a lieutenant general and a marquis. In this life, he's the son of a high-ranking police official. Once again, he plots to claim her by abusing his status. He wanted her heart too, but if that guy takes her, it's all pointless. Last time I was too forceful. I died and lost everything. Luckily, we're the same age this time, so after we marry, slowly.
That's not happening.
What? Why not? I admit, marrying into our family doesn't benefit them much, but...
Exactly, so go back to your room.
But, with your status, that shouldn't matter, right? I really want to marry her. Please, just...
You've been awfully obsessed with that Arisa girl lately.
Those words proved his father had been watching him. No, we're just seminar mates being friendly, that's all.
I see. And for you that means tailing her on her way home is the right amount of closeness.
What? How do you know that? I mean, that's...
Huh. That girl must have understood her position. That's why she couldn't say it clearly to you, and you knew that, but still pushed her anyway. You knew it could basically count as stalking. And then you come to me asking to use my power to make her marry you? Your character's becoming pretty damn clear.
Come on, Dad. I didn't mean it like...
Meguru, I'm a police officer. I act under justice. Sure, sometimes that means getting my hands dirty, or following orders from the state because of my position, but... at the very least, I don't use my authority to get a woman just for my own desires. And I sure as hell didn't raise my son to be that kind of man. If you mess with that girl again, I'll throw you in a cell. I have that much power. Now go back to your room.
In other words, even if it's something that would usually end in a warning, because you're my son, I won't hesitate to throw you in jail. Realizing he can't use his father's power to get the girl, Kakono returns to his room in a daze.
Well, that's all just talk in the end. We can't afford to ruin relations with the US right now.
Which is why he never heard that muttered comment. So, it's been 6 months. Kakono hasn't approached her at all since. Looks like he's gone back to just being a classmate in the same seminar.
Choji, Arisa! Chizuru, congrats on getting into your study abroad program. Thanks.
Today, we're meeting up to celebrate her acceptance to study abroad. Yeah, she suddenly said she wanted to study in the US.
I seriously didn't expect Chizuru to want to go abroad. I thought she really loved Japan. I don't know. I just had this huge sense of urgency. Like I had to go study abroad.
I think maybe some memory deep inside her was warning her.
Well, leaving Japan's a good experience too. Though honestly, I was more shocked that my brother confessed to her. Arisa!
And yeah, after that, I told her how I felt, and we became a couple. I'd been drawn to her from the start, but I kept ignoring it because of the age gap. But if she liked me too, and she turned out to be the person I'd been searching for, then there's no reason to suppress my feelings anymore. She probably won't get her memories back, but maybe that's for the best. She's gonna live at my place in Washington during her studies, so I've already met with her parents. Everything's going great. That was the kind of day this was. It's a weekday afternoon. I had tackled a man armed with a knife in the middle of the city. No need to guess who it was. It was Kakono. I've secured the knife. Someone call the police. Damn it, let me go. How did you know? Why is it always you? All I'll say is, I'm with the FBI. I'm in Japan right now for work. Huh? FBI? In my past life, I hated how powerless I was. So this time, I chose a job where I'd have power. That job is the FBI, something even Japanese elites would think twice about messing with. I chose US citizenship because you can't join the FBI as a Japanese national. Wait, don't tell me. My dad knew? Yeah, I figured you'd try to abuse your power again. So I gave him a heads up. From the look of it, sounds like he was pretty harsh. Well, of course, no matter who your dad is, nobody wants bad blood with America right now. That's what real power looks like. How's it feel, tasting helplessness in front of something you can't fight? Yeah, you bastard. And just like that, Kakono was taken away by Japanese police. So, what happened after that?
I deeply apologize for my son's actions.
The first to apologize was the director of the National Police Agency's Security Bureau, Kakono's father. This could have blown up into an international scandal. It could have affected joint investigations, or even strained relations between the two countries. If I may, I have one request.
You've really done it now.
After hearing my request, the security director stormed down to the jail to see his son.
Because of you, they're demanding my resignation. Otherwise, they'll escalate this into an international incident.
I didn't know. I had no idea he was FBI.
Of course you didn't. Public security doesn't leak intel. More than that, the son of the head of security trying to commit murder? That's beyond disgraceful. I've lost all credibility. Your sentence is at least 5 years, but with my power, I'll stretch it as long as possible. Even after you get out, be prepared. Don't think you'll get to die easy.
And so, Kakono, the security chief, resigned. His son was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Then, after serving his sentence, Meguro Kakono disappeared without a trace. A few years later, the former Chief Kakono was arrested for ties with foreign agents. And during that process, he was also indicted for human trafficking. What goes around comes around. Meguro Kakono became living proof of that. As for me,
I'll be making Japanese food for dinner tonight. I'll be waiting.
over a decade later, I was married to Chizuru, and we had 2 kids. After work, I checked that message from my wife and headed straight home. I'm home. Dad, welcome back.
Papa, welcome home.
I'm back, both of you. I hugged the kids who came to greet me. Usually, Chizuru would be here too, but today, I didn't even hear her say welcome home, so I found it odd. Chizuru? Chizuru, what's wrong? There she was, sobbing, with tears falling endlessly. The kids and I called out to her, but she kept shaking her head the whole time. About 3 minutes later, Chizuru forced a smile and said,
Welcome home.
"Oh. Does everyone get a second life? Then does that mean heaven or paradise actually exists?" Even I, living through this strange experience, don't know the answer, but one thing is clear: peace is best. All war brings is sorrow. No matter the ideology, you should never endanger your loved ones or peace. Sorry it took so long. I've always wanted to say this. Yeah, finally, I can. I'm home. And today, once again, we soak in our happiness.
Oh, this was such an interesting chapter. I love it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Bye!